Actually for reversing a number we have a method, and also for checking palindrome we have a method. How we can use these methods to find out the next palindrome? What is meant by next palindrome? If I am giving a number 1, 2, 3, what is the next palindrome of this number? 1, 3, 1 will be the next palindrome, right? If I am giving 1, 3, 1 as an input, then next palindrome means 1, 4, 1 will be the next palindrome, right? Of 1, 3, 1. So how we can find out this? What will be the logic? How we can find out? What is the logic? How we can find out this number? We can take the data. If it is a palindrome, we cannot compare that whatever value is given by user, that we cannot compare directly. We don't have to check that for palindrome, because our focus is to find the next palindrome. So add one data onto that. Whatever the user input is, add one data. This data I can check for palindrome. What will I get? Is that a palindrome number? No, right? So 1, 3, 2 is not a palindrome number. So what will I do? Again I will increment and I will check for palindrome. At last I will reach a palindrome number, right? When I am reaching a palindrome number, I will return that data. So what is your logic? How can I create a method for finding that? You have to give me your idea first, then I will give you my idea. Public static void next palindrome int, okay, get next, palindrome. Then how many data required? Okay, then what is your logic? Whatever data is coming, we will add 1 to it, right? Then that is your logic, right? Then if no, how many times you have to perform this logic? So you don't know how many times you have to perform this logic, right? We will reach one palindrome, but not in the 1 or 2 steps. So we have to repeat that again and again. So while, what can be the condition? Number greater than 0. Number greater than 0.
We can take any number, but we can break it.
When we will break, that is the condition. Okay, let it be. I will take one variable for you. I am just taking a variable because we have to stop that condition, right? Let's say this is true for the first time. When I am finding a palindrome, I will make this variable as false so that I can use that variable in while. Okay. Then what will be the next thing? What you have to do every time in the loop? Every time in the loop. +1? +1 already I did.
Check the number is palindrome.
Okay, how we can check? If, then. Which method we can use? Okay. Is palindrome of number, then print. If it is a palindrome, then if it is a palindrome, okay, bool equal to false, because we have to stop the condition there, right? Correct. Okay, then else
No, and we have to break it.
else increment. Correct. Any other things required?
We have to break it when it is
That is why we are using. Okay, you can use break also here. Your wish. You can use false here, so it will break. It will break anyway. But it will break anyway. Correct. Correct. Return the number you can give up after this while. What is the number? Number only, right? Okay. So this can be the one logic. Any doubt? So instead of this, you can use one thing. You can just keep it as a do while loop, true, right, and break it here. Both are same, right? Understanding what I am saying? Yes or no? Take a picture of this one. Take a picture of this one. We will discuss again. This one, okay, we will try this logic first. How we can check the logic? Which method I have to call from here? This I don't know how to do right now. This I don't know how to do right now. I am getting a number. I have to pass that number into get next. So get next get next. Correct? It will give the number and we will print the number. Correct?
Once can you go to the
If palindrome. Here.
And now if we are calling that method,
Yes.
it's coming to
This one, it will go to that one. Correct. That is how you have to write the methods. That is the use of method. I don't have to write the logic again and again. Once I created the logic, I can call that logic at any time. That is use of method, right? So right now we are calling this method. So this method is calling palindrome, right? We will go to is palindrome. So in is palindrome, what we are doing? Only one line of code is there. Because we are using get reverse method there, calling. We are using method call of get reverse method. We will come here and perform the code. In that way you can reduce the number of lines. Even how many lines are there here? How many lines are there here? Is this necessary? All these lines? Okay, fine. So instead of this one, we already discussed, instead of bool value changing, we can use just true and break here. Correct? That will also work. We discussed that. We will try both. First I am focusing on the same. We will perform the code, then we will identify what is happening. So I will give 132. Correct? Again I am giving 131 itself. Correct? I can give any data. Even I can give, but this data going beyond 9 digits?
Yes.
Yes, so we cannot use integer, we have to use long. Correct? So what I will do is I will just reduce this. Okay, this is a palindrome number, right? It is 8 digit only, right? Okay. So I am getting the next palindrome number. So it will work for any number, any digit of numbers.
I have a doubt. Let's say if we are using it, we can only use
9 digits.
We are using long, we can
18.
only use 19.
18, 19. Yes.
What if we have more than
We cannot use. We don't have. We have to use string. That is the only one way.
I want to find the factorial of 1000, let's say.
You cannot do that using number, any data type, number data type. There is no way. There is no way. Yes. Limitation is there. Memory limitation. So it is working, right? In this logic. What change we already said? We, instead of using this boolean, we can use what? True. We can change this as break. Let's run the program right now. Okay. Let's run the program. Is that working? Good. I'm coming to that. So that logic is also working, right? Now how we can minimize this code again? Again, how we can minimize? That is correct. Tell me, what is the logic? While is okay. So if is not required, then if it is palindrome, then what we will do? Come on, return number.
If it's not a palindrome, then we can increase number.
If it is not a palindrome, then
We can increase the number.
we are increasing the number. If it is a palindrome, then
We reverse the number.
if it is a palindrome, then it will come out of the while, right? Correct. If it is a palindrome, then it will break the condition. If it is not a palindrome, it will again loop with the incrementing number. We reduce the code right now. Again, can we reduce? How many lines are there right now? How many lines are there right now? Will it work? Okay, we have to check that. Correct? So, can we reduce again the number of lines? No, didn't. Any idea? Any idea? Can we reduce the number of lines? Ternary operator in while? No. The ternary operator is for if else. Listen here. I will take out this line. I don't want this line. I don't want this block of code. While loop also is same, right? So here I will do plus plus. I will stop the line of code here. Same only, right? Is there any difference? Only two line I will use. Correct. What will be the first data if number is 1 2 3 1 2 3? If number is 1 2 3, what will be the very first data that will be going to this if is palindrome method? What will be the very first data that is going to this if palindrome method if my number is 1 2 3? What is this? Pre-increment means what? It will give the data, updated data. What is the updated data here? 124 will be given to is palindrome. And we will check for 124. If it is a palindrome, we will stop the loop there and we will come to return the data. Correct? Getting my point, everyone? Let's try whether I have to make some changes or not. We are getting the answer. I will try with another non-palindrome data. We are getting the answer. So same logic, right? Is there any difference in logic? Same logic we can write in different ways. Lot of ways are there. We have to find out the minimum. Can we reduce anything further in this? Because everything is important, right? See, here I am using semicolon. Why I am using semicolon? I don't have a body there. That loop itself will work. Correct? I don't have a body part there for this loop. But this loop will work. Getting my point? This loop will work and find out the palindrome for me.
If it's not true, the loop will
If it is not true, it will again repeat. Repeat with updated value. Correct. That is what we are doing in block body of the loop also, right? We were incrementing the data. That incrementation will happen here itself. Every time.
I think let's say if we write return inside the
Return. Return is not inside while loop. We are closing while loop here. Correct. Return is outside the while loop. Because while loop is already closed using semicolon. Method. We are calling this method. We are using plus plus. Huh. It will increment, right? I am calling the method with this value. Correct. What is the value here? Plus plus num. In this line of code, before performing any other operation, I will increment the data, right? That is the use of plus plus num. Getting my point? Plus plus num. We will increment the data before doing any other operation. So the value will be updated. That updated value will be sent to this is palindrome. And in the next time also, if the number is not a palindrome, the updated number is not a palindrome, again it will perform the same logic, right? We will again call the is palindrome. At that time also we will increment the data. After incrementation, updated data will be given to that method. That is the logic. So that is the same logic we applied in the 10 line of code also. Correct. That we tried to reduce. At last we reached in 2 lines. This return is not inside while loop, it is outside, because we are using semicolon here. Here if I am not using semicolon, that is an error. Because I don't have a body for this while loop, that is why I am using semicolon. We already discussed similar thing yesterday, right? While writing a for loop, if I am not giving anything inside the block, I will show you that once again. I am talking about what will I get here in I? What will I get in I? Is there any error? Is there any error? What will I print in I? Did I show you any example like this yesterday? No, then I shared that with them. Yes. With a 44 batch. Okay. What will be the result in I here? What will I get? Are you sure? Zero. Why this loop will not work? So what? I already said in this portion, post increment and pre increment will perform same, because this portion is performing as a separate line. See, if I am giving I plus plus or plus plus I, what will be the data? I. What will be the data here? As I am talking about this line, these two, what will I get? What will I get? 1 1. This is in one line, there is no other operation. Correct. Here also this is in one line, there is no other operation. So anyway, here I will get what? Correct. What is that? 1. Here what I will get? 2. Because I plus plus or plus plus I in a separate line will perform same. It will update the data, because we already discussed it is perform if it is in the same line, if there is multiple operation, then after performing all the operation it will update, right? In the same line it will get update. So both of these will be performing in the same line, same way. So let's run the program. Semicolon. No, I just commented that line, right? Only these 5 lines are right now not executable. So what we are getting as first? 1. What we are getting as second? 2. That is what we discussed. This line and this line separate, like it will perform same operation. I will increment the data. That's it. The data of I will increment by 1. If it is in the same line, if multiple operations are there in same line, then the result is different. I plus 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 I, what will be the data? Any difference? What will I get? What will I get here? 0 and here 2. Why? I value is getting updated after this line, right? What is the operation here in this line? Printing, correct? So before print, okay, here, okay, before updating the data, I will give the previous value to the print. Getting my point? And I will get updated, right? So here I will get 0, but I is getting updated, right? So if I am printing I here in this line, what will I get? That is the same thing I am explaining, right? Getting my point? Getting my point? Here also, if I am performing some operation here, what will be the data I am getting? 2, correct? If I am printing after this, what will I get in I? What will I get in I? 2. This is the 2 print statements we given in last program, correct? Understanding what is happening? If I am performing any other operation along with this increment or decrement operators, then that value, like it can be updated or previous value. Based on this incrementation, it will perform the operation. To this print operation, which data will come? Which data will come in this print operation? Previous or updated value? Previous. Getting my point? To this print I am saying, after giving that previous value to print, I data will change. I data will get update. That updated result I will get here. Correct. So these 2 lines are actually performing same operation, right? It will get updated. And if I am accessing the data after this line, the updated value I will get. Getting my point? Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubts? So if there is no other operation in a line, I plus plus and plus plus I will perform as same. Which operation? Yes. Printing is also there, right? To print, which data will transfer? Previous or updated. That is based on post or pre. If it is a post operation, previous data will give to the print, but I will get update. If it is a pre-operation, pre-increment operation, then updated data will give to the print. Getting my point? Any doubt right now? Previous data is passing because post operation is performing. Then the updated data we are printing. Here updated data is printing because pre-operation is performing. Correct? Then updated data we are getting in this line. We first tried to print this and this line. Correct? So if I am performing I plus plus or plus plus I in different line, both will be same because there is no other operation in that particular line. Getting my point? In that particular line there is no other operation, so it will update the data. After the line it will update the data, so both are same. 2 times I is incrementing. What I will get here in I? What I will get here in I? Come on fast. 0 is the starting data. 1, 2. What is the last data? 2. Any doubt? Clear? Okay, what we were discussing? We were discussing about this for loop. What will I get? Even if I am using plus plus I or I plus plus, it will be same. Correct? So what will I get in I? 0. Why is this condition true or false? How for loop is working? Initial data is 0. Is this condition true or false? True. If it is true, we will perform the block of code. Is there any block of code available?
No.
Then it will update the value. What update will happen in I? 1. I will become 1. Condition, check condition. True. When it will become false? When I is what? 1000. When I is 1000, it will exceed the loop, right? So, getting my point? So what we will get? What we will get? Come on everyone. Not confident in that, right? 999. Like consider I is 999. Consider I is 999. Condition true or false? True, right? What change will happen in I? 1000. 1000 greater than 1000. False, right? So when it is coming out, at last digit of I is what? 1000. Because 1000 at that time it is getting false, right? When it is getting false, the I data is 1000. That 1000 will print here. Getting my point? Let's try the same with the post. What is the difference? Any difference? No. That is the thing. There will not be any difference in that. So run the program. What we will get? 1000. Getting my point? Everyone? This will make confused, but you have to practice more on this. Because there is no block of code, right? You can expect an interview question like this. What will happen in this line? What will happen in this line? Error. There is no error. 0. How many times? 1 time. If condition is not there, I already explained this in today's session, but you are not concentrating. If condition is not there, what will happen? If condition is not mentioning, then what will happen? Infinite. That's it. So how many times this 0 will print? Understanding? Any doubt now? So if condition is not there, we cannot stop it. We cannot control it. It will be infinite loop. Where we discussed this? While starting the recursion. Correct? Recursion will call itself. A method will call itself. A method will call itself. It will call infinitely. We have to stop it. So that is the base case. Right? In that way, today also I discussed. Understanding? Any doubt in this? Any doubt? No? Nested while loop we discussed yesterday, right? Nested while in a program. That program is not there in YouTube, but we discussed yesterday, right? Which program we discussed with nested while? Occurrences of digits in a number. All occurrences of digits in a number. Correct? Okay, in that we discussed about nested while. Nested looping means what? Nested looping means what? Loop inside a loop. Like a nested if, right? If inside another if. Okay, so I will create a loop here. You have to tell me how it will work. Getting my point? I will give you one nested loop here. You have to tell me how it is working. Can I use I again here inside this loop? Can I use I again here? What will happen if I am using I again here? I like already it is declared in this for loop, so I can just avoid this int. Fine. I. What will I get? How many times this loop will work? You have to tell me this. How for loop is working? What will be the first statement performing in for loop? Initial. What is the initial data? I equal to 0. Then satisfying or not? Okay, then enter the block. What is the block of this for loop? Another for loop, right? So what is there? Which line will execute next? This one, right? Again I is resetting there. It might it will give a conflict after this. Okay. Anyway, we will go with the flow. What is the data? 0. What is the condition? Satisfying or not? Where we will go? Inside the block. What is there inside the block? What we will print? What is I? 0. Then next time 1, 2, 3, 4. Will it print 5? When I is 5, what will be the condition? True or false? It will come out of the block, right? Yes or no? It will come out of the block. Again, here the body of this for loop, the first for loop body is performed. We will come and increment the value of I. What is the value of I right now? 4, right? It will become, anyway inside also we were using same value, so value will be changing in as common, correct? So 4 is changing as 5. Condition not satisfying. We will come out of the, what we will get? Understanding? It will be performing as like same as this, correct? Getting my point? Same as like this, one for loop, effect of one for loop, because we are using same variable, right? We cannot use same variable in the nested concept. We have to use different variable. So right now how it will work? Right now how it will work? So I am removing this code. Tell me what will be the first statement performing? I equal to, note down in your book, I equal to 0. I equal to 0. Because following the variable is an important thing. Do it fast. I equal to 0. Will it come to the body part of for loop? Condition satisfying or not? Yes, so it will enter into the body part. Where what is there here? J equal to 0. Note down J equal to 0. Then after that, condition satisfying or not? What we will print? What is this? Okay, I am just taking out this print ln. I changed it to print. So what we will print? 0, right? Then what is next? What, like all the body part of this for loop is performed. What is the next thing? J will be incrementing. What is the data? J incremented as 1. Condition satisfying or not? What we will get? 0. J is what right now? We are printing I. So what we will print? 0. Correct. Good. Then how many times? Correct. Then so after that this is printing for the J4. After that it will increment as 5. 5 less than 5. True or false? we will come out of this block. What is there in out of this block? Nothing, right? So we will come and update the I value. What is the update in I? 1. Condition satisfying or not? Again we will enter into this block of code. What is the first value of j? 0. How many, what we will print, how many times we will print? Correct? After that 2 5 times. Then after that 3 5 times. 4 5 times. Then that's it, right? Getting my point? At that time I will become 5. It will come out of the nested loop. Any doubt? So if I have to print all the zeros in one line, all the ones in one another line, then how can I print that? Where? Can I give println here? If I am giving println here, all the data will print in different line. Correct? Tell me, correct? After printing the one round of j, I can print next line. Correct? So what will be happening in this portion? We will print this, we will repeat this 5 times. Correct? We will repeat this 5 times. 5 times means we will get 0 5 times. After that we will come out of the inner for loop. At that time we are finding a next line operator. So the remaining things we will print in the second line. Getting my point? Getting my point? After a complete rotation, after a complete iteration of one for loop, inner for loop, we are coming outside. That means what? We are printing 0 5 times, correct? Yes or no? And after that we are printing next line. So the very next data will come in second line. From there we are again printing 1 5 times. Then what will happen? In next line 2 will be printing 5 times. Any doubt? 3 will print in 5 times in second next line. 4 will print in 5 times in last line. Any doubt? Yes or no? This is the basic working of for loop, right? So if we are giving println here, all the items will be printing in different line. If I am giving print here, all the data will be printing in same line. So I have to, after the first complete iteration of inner for loop, I want to keep the next data in separate line. So I am using that println statement outside this for loop. Getting my point? Outside the for loop. So with this logic you have to print some patterns. I am not saying everywhere you have to use this entire thing, but you can use these ideas. So 1 second, let me take the patterns first. So these are some patterns I am giving you. You can try to print all these patterns. So what is the first pattern saying? Can you identify? It is n natural number kind of, right? So if user is saying 10, you will print 1 to 10 in the same line. Try to print the first pattern. Also you can check all the patterns one by one. What we are doing in this one? 1 to n numbers we are printing. What we are doing in this one? Same with what is the difference? One space is there. Otherwise after 10 whatever data we are printing, we cannot identify what we are printing, right? We need to separate the data. That is why we are using space. Then what is this? Reverse order. If user is saying n, from n you have to start and till 1 you will print in the same line. All of these are printing in same line. Then if I have to print a pattern in same line, how many loops I have to use? It depends. You can decide that according to the requirement. Now then, what is this? Almost all these patterns you have tried, right? In that looping concept programs. Okay, then what is this? What is this? If user is saying 10, how many datas you will print? What are the datas? A to J, capital also. Then what is this? If user is saying here, if user is saying n is 5, no, n is okay 5, m is 3. Okay, n is the number of data, 1 2 3 4 5. M is the repetition. Getting my point? N is the number of datas, M is the repetition of that printing. Getting my point? So n datas we will print 3 times. N datas we will print 3 times. Any doubt? Same thing. Just I am giving this n as number of data and m as repetition. Then what is this? Here also we require the same thing, right? Let's consider n is 5, m is 3. What will I get? A B C D E, A B C D E, A B C D E, correct? Then what about the next one? So try to print all these patterns. This will help you to create pattern program logic. Take a photo of this. This is set 1. Set 1 patterns. I have set 2 also. By the end of set 2, you will understand how to make different patterns. Pattern programs will be easy for you. Set 1, 12 patterns are there. Can you make this pattern right now? These patterns are easy, right? Print all these patterns one by one. What is an array? Any idea? What is an array? Collection of similar or homogeneous datas, right? Similar datas. So we can consider how many data types are there in total? 8. Primitive and non-primitive. Primitive 8 data types and non-primitive we have different data types. For all the data types we can create array. If I am creating integer array, all elements in the array will be what? Integers. If I am creating character array, all the elements in the array will be what? Characters. String array, string. Remaining non-primitive data types we will discuss later. Non-primitive, correct? Non-primitive only string we have discussed, and second one is this array, right? So if I am creating an integer array, all the elements will be integer. So how can I create? What is the syntax of creating an array? Int, then what is the representation of array? Correct? Then a variable name, we will use array equal to, variable name will start with the small letter, right? Then equal to, I can create the array in 2 different ways, static way and dynamic way. Static way means what? It will change if I am changing, but I am giving the data directly. I am not taking from user. So I am creating the array here directly. So I can give the data by using comma. How many datas are there right now? 5 datas, right? So what will happen is it will create a memory area. Okay, one memory location is there. Consider one memory location is there. That memory location will be divided into 5 parts. Getting my point? One memory location, it will be divided into how many number of elements are there. So it will divide into 5 parts. In each part, the data will be allocated. Getting my point? Getting my point? One memory location will be divided into 5 parts because 5 data are there. Once array is created, I cannot change the size because already at the first time we have to divide this into parts. Once it is divided, I cannot change the size. Size will be always same. Understanding what I am saying? Everyone? One memory location divided into parts. So in the first part, what will be the data? First part, what will be the data? 1, then. So for all these each parts, we will have one index position. So it will start from, always index will start from what? 0. So first index position will be 0. In 0th index, what will be the data? Okay, so I will try to print all the data right now from array. Can I print array itself? What will I get? This is the location where array is created. Because I already said one memory location is divided. Correct? So if I am pointing array means what? That memory location I am pointing. I am not pointing to the data. Getting my point? So to point to one data, what we can use? Of index 0. What will I get? Correct? For getting the last data, what index I can give? Right? Any doubt? What will I get? Is that correct? To print all the data in that array, how many print statements I have to use? 5. 5 print statements, right? So any alternative? I have to print all the data in the array. Loop. How can I use loop? From where will I start? Index position 0 less than 5 I plus plus. Then system.out.println a array of I. What will I get? I am printing all the data, right? Okay. So here I am giving 5. I am directly giving the data, right? So how can I get the size of the array? Is there any other way to get the size of the array? Because array we are anyway, that one memory location is dividing into parts. So once it is created, every time the size will be same. Correct? So how can I get the size? Array dot length. To get the size, the method which, this is not actually method. If it is a method, we will use this bracket, right? Here we are not using bracket. So this is not a method, this is a variable. In array, to get the size, we can use length variable. Note down, because you might get confused on this. String length method is also there, that is in string. Length variable is there, that is in array. So you might get confused on these two things. To get the array size, we can use length variable in array. So array dot the variable name dot length. Any doubt? It is printing all the data, right? So this is static way of creating array. Here user is not giving the data, we are giving the data. How can I create a data with user inputs? So how can I create it? First I have to create int array2, okay, equal to new data type and square bracket. Inside this we have to give the size. So I can take the size also from user. I will take this from user. You have to write the code for taking that from user, or I will show you. So I am asking for the size of array first. I will take the size value here, sc dot next int. Then I will pass that size value to here. We can also directly give the value here, but the best way is what we can ask user how many datas you have to enter into this array. With that we will create the size. Getting my point? So size. Then after creating this line will do what? It will create a memory location. It will divide into that n sizes. Based on that size, that many partitions will be there in that memory location, one memory location. Getting my point? Then how we can add the data one by one? Okay, so I will give the idea to user that enter the elements, so that user can enter one by one, correct? For int I equal to, where we are starting, index position 0, then less than, how can I get the size? I have the size variable here, or I can use array2 dot length, both are same, right? Then I plus plus. What can I do here? User is going to give the data here. How can I take the data from user and add that into array? So I can write int element equal to sc dot next int. Then what I will do? Array2 of index position. To which index position we will add? I. Equal to what? Element. So instead of this we can also write one thing. Correct? Both are same, right? I am directly adding. Instead of using a third variable, I am directly adding that into directly the array. We are adding actually. We are adding the data into that position. We divided the memory location. To that particular one memory location, one portion we will add one data. Another portion we will add one data. It is like we can consider as a rack. One rack of data is storage is there. I can keep data into each rack. I am passing by this I value. Getting my point? Okay. So in this way we can add each element into the array, elements into the array. This loop is for what? Adding the data. After adding, we have to confirm whether it is entered or not, right? It is stored or not. How we can check that? I am just printing array elements are. Then I will print all the array elements. What logic we are using for printing the array elements? The same thing, right? I will take a copy. I will do that here. Yes, we can, but the problem is for that we have to use another technique.
Can you give the size of the array in the square detail plan?
Size of the array?
Once can you go? Int square brackets array 2, right?
I already said I can give any number. I didn't get you. Once again. Once again.
Let's say int in the ground line. Yeah.
Here we cannot give. No. This is not the portion for giving the size. The portion to give the size is this one. Getting my point? Okay. So here we have one more thing, that arrays dot to string integer array. This will print entire array as a string. It will not be a integer data. So this will print as an integer value only, right? That is the difference. We will check all. So how many things will happen in this program? This will print as it is, correct? Then we are creating another array. So it will ask for all the elements. We will give all the elements and we will print all the elements of the array. Getting my point? So let's run the program. So first of all, that created array is printing. Any doubt? Then it is asking for a size because we have created a user array also. So let's take the size is 4. I am giving the data 10, 20, 30. You can give space also instead of this enter. 40, because it is next int, right? We are using. So what we are getting? Okay, we are printing actually the first array. The name in this we are using is array. We have to use array 2, correct? Array 2 we have to use. That is why like it is printing the first array itself. But at last you can see this is our arrays.toString method. We are printing the array in this way in output. This will be a string. This won't be a integer data. So we can just see the array, but we cannot go through the elements using that. That is the problem. Using this I am saying arrays.toString. The data will be in a string order, string format. In this format I can go through each elements and I can change anything. So at last, I am just again performing this program. So you are understanding why it is coming, right? Then we will give 4 again. So array elements are what? Any doubt? So for one dimension array we created in 2 different ways. One is static and another one is dynamic. Dynamic means we are taking the values from user. User can select the size of the array. User can select the data in the array. Any doubt? Any doubt in this? How many characters are there? How many characters are there? How we can find out that? What I am getting here? 13 characters are there, right? Including spaces. Spaces are also characters. So if I have to print all the character one by one in different line, how can I write a program? Where can I start? Already I think I given the idea of string have index positions, right? No? Okay. String also have index positions starting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Understanding? Last position will be what? 12. 0 to 12. So where will I start? If I am using for loop going through each character, I am using for loop. Where can I start? I equal to 0. Then how many time I have to iterate? How you are saying that? If I am changing the data, then str dot length. Any doubt? Correct? So it is starting from 0. The last position of string character is what? 12. So we are keeping length as our condition. Length is what? 13. So last I value will be 12. So I can change the data right now. Whatever data I am taking from user also it will consider. Correct? Okay. Then how can I print each character? Str dot char at I. What will I get? What is caret? Return character value specified at the index position. So we are specifying index position. Which index position is first? 0. So what will I get first? A. Correct? So let's run the program. So I am getting all the data. First it is printing the length, then starting from A to all the datas. Any doubt? We can go through each characters also using a loop. Correct? Because index position is there. Any doubt? So can I count how many times A is repeating in this code? How can I count? When you are doing, you have to do this in a method. Just I am giving you a demo. So how will I count? I don't have to print right now, correct? Our program is not to print right now. We have to find out how many A occurrences are there. So I can take A also in a character. Char letter. This also I am taking from user, consider. How can I give character? Single quotes. Then how can I find out? Come on. You have did lot of program in this way, right? Digit, how we are finding the occurrence? Digit occurrence, it is same here also, right? If str dot caret I equal to letter, then count plus plus. Counting logic is always same in every condition. It can be in number, digit counting, or character counting in a string, or a data counting in an array. We will discuss array also now. Getting my point? There, this logic is same. Correct? Then after that we will print count. Any doubt? What we are doing here? Comparing. Correct? All the datas of str I am comparing with a letter. Whenever I am finding a match, I will increment count. What will be the count here? Is that 2? Yes, right? So in this way you can go through each character and do any operation. But it will not change the data. Like if you want to change the data, how you can change? Can you change the data like str dot caret I? Can you change something here? No. In string I cannot change the value. In string I cannot change the value. I can do any operation and create another string. That is possible. String characters I cannot change. Getting my point? Okay, so are you able to do string programs right now? You have to figure out what is the use of each methods, string methods. Then only you can apply that in your program. Understanding? What happened? So here what I am going to do is I am going to divide this name into words. This is my string data. I am going to divide this into words. Which method I can use? Split method, right? So what is the output of split method? No, what is the output? The data type will be what? String array. Correct. So already string array is there. Into this string array I will assign that data. How can I assign the data? str dot which method? Split method. Then using which data I can split that? How can I get this word separately? Using which data I have to implement the split? Space, right? So we can give the space here. So what will be the result of this operation? Ajin will be the first data, G will be the second one, Thomas will be the third one. So these three datas will be in a string array. Even though if I am not giving this, I cannot print this data because array I cannot print directly, right? I have to specify the index position. That also I will give you that idea, but I am just keeping that in a array right now, storing this array into this array. So I am printing each data one by one. What will I get in output? Correct? So split method converts the data into or split the data into parts based on the character we are specifying. Okay, so in this word we have three different parts. You can give any other thing. If I am giving like I don't have a word which is repeating here and there, otherwise I will use that word. Like I have A, but you might get confused because if I am taking A, there will be an empty area, correct? First portion is empty, second portion will be this, and third portion will be S. We will try to do that also. So I am using A to split the data. What will I get in result? What is this? Empty area, because A is the first one, right? That's why. Then remaining portion and S. Getting my point? Whatever data I can, like whatever data is there that I can use here, it will split based on that value. So we are making an array and we are printing all the elements. Any doubt in this? Yes or no? Okay. So I will show you one more thing. I am just removing this portion, or I will make it as comment. What will be the output of this? What will be the output of this? What will be the output of this? What is this? What is the output of this? String array. String array index 2. Confused, right? Okay, if I am giving space and I am giving space here, what will I get? Understanding? Let's try whether are we getting the right answer or not. Getting? Yes. So this part is what? Even though I am not storing that into an array, that can represent array, right? Result is what? Array. The thing is I am not storing that into a variable. That's it. Correct? Getting my point? Everyone? So are you okay with this split method right now? Because this is the only one method which will make you confused. Correct? Any doubt in this?